asem na nkasa gina ne pote na nkasa no between 2010 2011 ba be 2015 2016
yes
within that period of seasons you know and omo hu ni said there be e ho na nyoma bi course 2011
2010 2011 and
2015 2016 it is open na be hesa anime enu no na fancy obusa how say within those seasons you know what happened there Chelsea JD was there a sporting advantage for Chelsea because there are questions they are going to ask. What did they mention us? Because that is the main reason why Chelsea are one of the best accounting firms in the Aba. So mumra no mumbe jinem no mebo amubi. No mu fani o mun komo now mo also reply the FA on September 19th o mo huna asem on beka. Because Chelsea insisted say there was no sporting advantage from whatever that happened within that particular period. It is a omo charge you omo na say bi omo be yi omo hwano na sanction bi beba. Any kwan say omo consider any sporting sanction in this regard because mo jitum yese sika sem ne de esi sinasi no nkyere say emomu as a club no a sporting advantage over the others. I think this is really smart of Todd Bowley ne Clear Lake mo we asemian si gidigidi bia we a Chelsea supporter wo so omo ayem hihye e bro so say ene e be ba ne club ne ye be ni say dabi mo ankasa mo club na ne tu ho na mo ko reported ma the FA ano mo ankasa so abo mo aye transparent ama the FA access to their books financial books say mo amuma bie mu na mo hwe that gesture alone no cry fancy actually said they are very cooperative in this particular situation. It is nothing has really happened. It is you said there am for bonu who say be teachers be 50 points and be ban Chelsea be there be entisa.
Run to me.
And I think this is how good owners are supposed to run their clubs. Clearly, and I think said this is one particular moment in their time or more manage Chelsea. Fancy me who say their vision for the club no quetry, and their thought for the club no quetry. On the field of the pitch, they are trying to correct every single wrong. And my room say Chelsea for nankasa no omo shida da wo for nanim. The enti omo shida da ne the term we used some time ago about 2 or 3 seasons say loophole yahu loophole we mu ye betimi assign player 8 years na near ya amortization for 8 solid years na to so now omo ye hini nyina gina say omo ni say azen go mu de bia mo ko fatokro bi na wo di fufraba enti mo ye shi so Chelsea preventing that particular kind of attention from the FA say FA na nkasa betutu anamo abe nyoma bia ba be ha omo because they know what they are going to do. And I'm saying that now for future purposes. Say Chelsea call money no more say they've earned the trust of the FA. They've earned the trust of the FA. And I'm happy for them. Say I'm taking this bold step. I'm be the club will be okay. Be fine. Then I want me din come on stories about new camp. Now also new camp be ready that way.
Obviously, we can't be anymore. But someone more calm, slate, for June 2025, and the month of September. So,
fancy a hard dream.
So it means a
hard dream.
Company be on the call.
Contractor terms be an obia or ton.
Yeah.
Also, a dream maybe or moton ton or movie VIP CTB. And in your man, maybe
normal they pay 1:1. Oh, but when it's say Spotify for sponsor, actually say June 2025. Now we in so they say Madrid, the Bernabeu no, also me full capacity because we cry. So 95,000 was anke operational. No much me bus stadium no more into me my sound the month of September no cry no. What breachy?
Fancy. And I make us say, wow, to see to be as maybe a catch yourself best start running from June 2025 and I'm because so two seasonal ticket they tell you when it's supposed to start. So every single person that is involved in a way, a bit may delay you. But I think say fancy Laporta any the new camp issues maybe also see account it will definitely affect the finances of the club. It hurts that a club like Barcelona at this stage, no man to me see P-Farm, but I ask questions, he say, are they not realistic about the chances of the stadium being ready by June? Because fancy ADBA project sometimes you make room or you make provision for maybe subsequently 1 month. Because we are crying about testing BBA or fancy anamebwa or testing Kanya about testing BBA. Now a mirror and say and chair 2 weeks ago na Laporta Quadra Park and so. That's what you see. There was a video, there were pictures outside the bar. Most of the Barcelona tabloids at the bar wanted chess as a stadium now ready. But after the video, this also happens again. Now have you tabas, my friend, mobile sorrow, Barcelona also. Because starting league in Barcelona nyambo a home game.
Yes, omo me favor because
omo money favor omo any home game. Now if you are moving to a different venue, meaning say now match day expenses, a lot of things in they say can I say eba me pidgem. I'm only being hopeful. Say at the end of the day, Barcelona will get new camp ready and get the money they deserve from it because omo their budget be club no watch ni pa. No watch ni papa especially by doing this. Now when omo ye ni nyina na chiri no omo eno no omo de be sign omo superstar. And they are going into the season. And no omo de be bie ni omo bebre so. The revenue be generate am omo sika dodo omo nsa beka. Per supporters omo stadium aba. And now bringing back the feeling of playing at home. Fancy, there's nothing that beats that. Say back to new camp, paka kraka we no mu gina so no mo. I think say Laporta monye ntem. Na omunye enyoma yi na Barcelona coming back. But it's just quite unfortunate say as a stance it has not been ready. Adibi one ma me jitum say fancy patience ankasa wo ho unya ma enyoma bebre koye de ma. I know Barcelona fans will be very frustrated. Ebe brutal, omunya abotre.
Because now
omunya abotre na omunye
ago omo try more lights.
Omunya abotre na isi.
Omo PA system. And recently, baby fans na betena no. Omo roof. Omo use omo colors red and blue na de
and fancy na dia sign player bi and player bi extending the contract and do akogina the 3D no akwa de kire say ahabesi ade a yenya wie ya ton ticket in terms of VIP seat no ya ton mebre na wie fancy it is not going to be a joke. I think patience will be there for Barcelona, but I mean the area woman say you have to play away from home but I think it's for the best interest of the club. Whatever that happens, me Laporta you be a mejini di pa. Me in the recent history of Barcelona, I don't think any president abeye dwuma bi e broso chen de Laporta ba be de ma FC Barcelona. So he's the man.
Mate, Mike, mamemra hoy na mabani ho.
Fancy me da say a question now say Mbappe ne Haaland.
Yeah.
Why not a year better goal scorer? In my opinion, I think it's Mbappe.
Okay.
Haaland, yep, we know him as a deadly finisher. On the eye test, he also goes baby. But then again, if you subject the numbers to strict scrutiny, Mbappe is ahead of Haaland. Bagapunim. And I will back my case with some evidence. Monfancha mekakra na wakomimu. Yeah, wakomimu pa I me nyo okay kakra.
Wakomu say no the free South Africa na buy.
Dabi. I say a fee na me the free buy.
Kafra.
Exactly. Mr. Sonko for new maybe see me so na me so man kata me hu ye. Enti nyoma na me so see me so no. Na wana wura me mu. Ti de copy we buy ano no.
Kafra.
Now, Shadrack Mboya me sending no the evidence. You see, Mbappe a high-end finisher. And even in the position is played mostly. And your position now, it gets him direct to go. This one they create the avenue to go. Different from Haaland. Haaland's natural starting position means that the presence of penalty box in him no. 80 to 85% guaranteed. Metrem is saying all the teams Erling Haaland has played for, they work out in a manner where Haaland will always be stationed or mostly be stationed at a penalty box in him when they are finishing the end, and I say they are finishing an attacking move, and I say they are ending an attacking move. There's a teams are Haaland aboni na no. So almost share free chiro so almost kwa koshe gola. Almost share mani be dre Haaland so say bon ye be work ya kosi penalty box and he will be there to apply the finishing touches. So Haaland's guaranteed position mostly in the penalty box. So yeah, average position for Haaland even if you do a heat map for Haaland, you will know say the penalty box presence ever dominated in all those two instances. For Mbappe, you will have a fine blend of dominance on the left wing and then some central zones. Into there, obeying goal no, onya more chances. Erling Haaland. What in common I say? So it gives the inclination say Haaland will score goals. He might be regular, obeying a dodo, but who is a better goal scorer should be defined more than that. But even on the eye test, who say Haaland has shared more goals, it is not the case, because in terms of domestic leagues, Mbappe won more goals than Erling Haaland. And I want to put the metrics on the screens for people to know. Evidence number 1, last season, scorecard comparison matrix, Shadrach Media Sendo. Mbappe was having his first season at Madrid, and there was a conundrum. Ni ehunu baby aye bono. Ebisi a born a central, it will bring the best out of him. Eya no Johnny, now I better left. So it was a difficult season for Mbappe in terms of position and in terms of overall play. But amidst the challenge, any the course he was able to overcome it, and in the league, Mbappe delivered 31 goals. And that's screen is Mbappe the end all left, Haaland the end all right. Games, Mbappe played 3 more matches than Erling Haaland. Shot on target, Mbappe bought 85 shots on target. But where young common the goal scored and then the conversion rate. Goals no mo share 31 for Mbappe, 22 for Erling Haaland. Conversion rate, Mbappe had a conversion rate of 25.41%. Erling Haaland here 23.91%. So on your screen, as per last season, see you be some question now, who is a better goal scorer? It has to be Kylian Mbappe. Even in a contest where it was his first season at Real Madrid. And then the more breaky scoring records at Madrid. Say, Obian who are making a debut for the club, I would hate such numbers.
Yes.
Good. Again, we go beyond just what scorecard is offering us, because you can see Yusuba near the year analysis now. We might be a bit unfair to your followers, and then also to even the 2 players. Ebia Bakube favor will be more than the other. And the MBM Nyanko data MB, Shadrach, and so
last season. And
yeah, but since you command the 18 last season there. But we'll come back to general in terms of their career near the way. So the starting point is last season. But so, on the evidence of recency, last season Mbappe was a better converter of chances than Erling Haaland per what scorecard told us. Now, you're breaking it down beyond. Daytime being as no percentiles in here. The only MPG a non-penalty goals. Now, so who penalties a free more. Kylian Mbappe 95.7%. Erling Haaland 91.4%. So then again, in terms of active play, nanya dead ball situation, Mbappe is a high-end finisher than Haaland is. Ye work ball create chance, me body atum goal scorer. Na say yes the ball near Babe to a penalty na mabebo kwa dia. And Mbappe no was throw at the sing Erling Haaland. But it comes to other factors. And then the Haaland goal conversion, who say 75.3 and Mbappe there 65.5. That is when you add the penalties and everything to it. Aerial duels, in terms of aerial goals, are ocean way. Haaland are better than Mbappe. Then it comes to maybe other stuff, but just check the non-penalty goals, and you will know clearly that workable finisher, it has to be Kylian Mbappe. And the difference between him and Haaland is Haaland the penalties ne can game ne one. Then it makes him a better converter of goal scoring chances than Mbappe is. Now, the final one. Yeah, the FBref never. Last season was not the first time these two players played football. And yes, I am for more entire career. Why the name chances finish? And in this, I want to limit it. Because the issue of penalties, you would have to grapple with penalty taken with other players. But wherever Haaland has played, I stand to be corrected. He has not had anyone challenge him say penalty by Menamekobo.
Oh.
Club or country.
Okay.
Haaland, baby, I want Bubiano. Obiano in the Chinese penalty about me Kotiabo. But in the case of Mbappe, he's had that. PSG, Neymar, Mbappe. Then Madrid, Vini, Mbappe. Meboa, look at Madrid club.
Sana later, Mbappe is selected taker.
And this year, yeah.
And
this season,
last season, Sana making say in the trim.
Yeah, but this season, I felt no all, but last season he had to share. So clearly, yeah, penalties name frame. The constant here is inactive play. Shadrach, let me push the FBref to you. Mbappe then everybody will know who is a better goal scorer. And also media to my FBref so I can player statistics in your boom. And this is what the FBref need the end to clearly. You will see say in terms of goals scored, Haaland is 0.97 per 90 minutes. Mbappe is 0.95 per 90 minutes. But then you would have to consider non-penalty goals. And in non-penalty goals, Mbappe is 0.83. Haaland is 0.82. So it is marginal. But Mbappe, on the evidence of the statistics I've provided for you, is a better high-end finisher than Haaland is. And to a question now, Bisano, who is a better goal scorer? I test statistics-wise, I'll go for Kylian Mbappe at the expense of Haaland. But gap no emunwa. You can't say we are. Arsene Wenger was a revered manager in the Premier League. Quite of far so he created a revolution, not just in Arsenal, but across the league. Senior league this year in Nyoma, preparing players to play football matches. Wenger then he applied a little bit of science to how people went about preparing their teams, and especially player fitness issues. No way any be or Nagoya Grand Prix in Japan near there. So he came on board as virtually obi a no. So the methods, initially he was being ridiculed. No almost as in Wenger. And but eventually, when the results started to come, he was respected now. The reverence given him was because he had transformed how some of the British managers saw football and how the league even appreciated coaches. Wenger became unbeaten, something which hadn't been done in the Premier League contest before. Go throughout an entire season. Again, he brought interesting innovations, attacking with Thierry Henry from the left wing, although he functioned efficiently as a center forward. So he was a transformational figure. Mekanisane say ye peja ne kodru soro. Ye swa no eye apakan mu. But the drum rebi omo mukita apakan ni je mu mo behwe ho. And they even wanted him out. Meboa. Oh anya de munya ne kwan. Again, managers who then revered Arsene Wenger were now making mockery of him. Including Jose Mourinho, specialist in failure.
Yeah.
Arsene Wenger's hallmark was leading with unbeaten season, the successes with Arsenal. Even with a shoestring budget, Arsene Wenger was doing wonderful things. But now he was tagged as a specialist in failure. So, Emre and Krabia to me Sesan, Obiwusu, or how you are seen. Time changes a lot. And I am Pempino. A nipa ultimately reflecting hunu. When my time is nigh, and I need to exit the scene. And now when make me the difference between the yokosubuno and the olusu respect and the pedigree no the decision making process. Alex Ferguson, he observed the trend was changing. He observed the club was changing. He exited the scene when the applause was high. Tiende dodo na kwaso die chini se anka Ferguson wo hanka mayu no kanji ngusa. But I beg to differ. We'll have that conversation another day. Why the Manchester United collapse is more about the organizational structure and not the coaching department. And here another conversation for another day. But Ferguson was smart. Ofrisi him abra ohunu sen enyoma sitie. I think Pep Guardiola is getting closer to that stage. Yes. I think, in my opinion, Pep Guardiola bia manenche te se Man City da.
Yes.
He has never commissioned 3 different projects at the same club da. Why ya manako anymore 2 phases? He's never gone the 3rd phase. They told Pep last season no. It might be seen as an aberration. The abechem enya de ebeka. But the evidence of what we've seen this season, 3 matches, 2 defeats, means maybe I was see a scratchy at the enemy. We might look at it with a cow dung approach, and we are not wrong. Sabe, monfanche me ya no padian chensa, but then tribune na wohone we aboswa. Aya na wo ba emu na for. So Yashane Nina sao Pep, he will bounce back. Maybe if you dig deeper, there are underlying issues that will make his bouncing back very difficult. It be external, it be internal. The rivals he's competing with are getting stronger as it stands. Relatively on paper, Liverpool look to have a world beater in terms of team, especially for the attack. Precisely the inclusion of Isaac. On the crack title name. Why you know? When I will lose title no, but who they now what they ban and said NCP. What will we think? Definitely will reflect. Then again, Chelsea are better than they were last season. This time, Arsenal, they have also upgraded their squad with options, so they look on paper better than they were last season. I think the alarm bells are signaling. And to me, it looks like Pep's years at the top. And yet to say it won't be that dominant again. And it is best that he scans the scene and knows when to exit the stage, especially when the applause is loudest. And yes, sir, another a year trophyless season will further dent his reputation. And it is a possibility.
After 3 games, I need too early to call.
I say, in so betwa, I am from an Edin kind ball coco. BBN Sikwa. There needs to be a sign. Anti-timer, the wise men were looking for their born baby boy. They look for signs in where? The sky. Even Sikwa, you look out for signs. The early signs are not so convincing. Okay. So, all the early signs no koto to last season, senior season is a core year. I don't think anybody will be wrong to be very concerned or worried about Pep Guardiola's Manchester City.
Mate.
So you're ready, Ebeko.
Mate, Mike, me that say new Bray.
Yo. Me never start with 101.3.
But I think I'm a Memphis. We've gotten to a stage Obia Odi football at this point no you're meeting me fortunate. There's a ton of events history book no so you can't footballer. Once I know me no beja game no hono mako. And Crofobin started no washeshe no dia ban ya benya player after player, coaches after coaches. Every football fan be who bia no sa type of football fan be Mbappe. So bibia who say who game no bia no ebeko. Now the makeup of Pele, the makeup of Maradona, Johan Cruyff, Van Basten, those guys, we didn't see them.
you beto you javi your video no bi ni ahwe bia and you can articles ni bi dey asoso but yeah pen sui players no omo makeup omo star ye omo superstardom rich no ni nyina ya mene omo ye de ni ehunu etutu o Messi akra keto oba na no ya OSS 2004 ebe school ya si Messi akra bi ola masia ya one friend akra on se Messi ebe gistan ho there's a bit of changes via AC globally na menya me list na nam oh so this is real on say baby jetty force within our generation so na top scorer for Ghana na sadia no ekwachi pa France ebe benya Giroud e say Mbappe ayi ni so on say Lukaku na Belgium all time top scorer David Villa na ye Spain oba check list na hu say oh Ibrahimovic mo take over Sweden and then there is a certain Memphis Depay ya hwa list ya beboboy omo ye legends o obi ambo ndi be a legend but because all your generation into you hu omo ekese yo no or yes ye kwa ye chi ko hekese fu bi a we mu san mo ho ansa no hu we mu kese for instance you can baby jet na all time top scorer every attacker be a who say friend forward striker be o ye man mu in terms of football history Ghana be a baby jet and number 1 your top scorer no the same thing Memphis Depay no two or small because Memphis specialty cry there. How did he become all time top scorer for Dutch national team no country on earth or more top scorer and Kwanko you be as Memphis no then I took time to go back in their game and found out say because one man Benya Van Persie mo nyina ya bobo listen to